in 1918 is when the flu was. And then so many people died, you know. And of course my dad was a carpenter, and he'd make these coffins for.
How many coffins did we end up making?
Well, I remember one time there was nobody to dig the graves no more, because everybody was sick with the flu, you know. And that was a bad one, you know. Well, anyway, so finally they got a bunch of men together, and they went down and they dug one hole. And they dug one, and when they got through the frost, you know, the frost is about 4 foot.
What was it?
The frost in the wintertime, you know, that was just like rocks, you know. Well, then they dug over to this side, and they dug down underneath the frost, and they dug over on this side. So one day they brought this guy in the coffin and sat him down and then pushed him over. The next day they brought the other one and they pushed him over to that side. And the third day they brought the other one and they put him down the middle, and then they were covered up, you know.
Oh, Maggie, are these yours?
In the wintertime, you know, they went and took canvases and covered the grave up, you know. So it's closed, so no snow or anything gets down in there. But I can remember, you know, where we didn't have any room for the tools, Dad's tools to work. They were setting outside. So I and my brother, you know, we had 2 lanterns. And then we had to clean the chimneys, you know, so they shone out nice. And of course at that time, you know, it was hard time to find paper, because there wasn't hardly, maybe 1 newspaper a week, you know. So you had to have something to clean those chimneys, you know. And then I and my brother, you know, we had to be out there and hold the lanterns for Dad until he gets it all cut and formed into what he wants, and then he took into the porch and put them together. And he'd go down there. One time he didn't get there in time when this one man died, and he just come in from the barn outside to do chores, and he came in and he was so sick, and he just went over, laid in the bed face down like that, and that's when he died that way.
Your dad?
Huh?
Your dad?
No, this other person.
Oh.
So Dad was called, and Dad had to make the coffin. When the coffin was done, well, then he went down there, and then he was already so stiff, you know, that he couldn't hardly do anything. So he took his check knife and he cut the clothes off his back, right down through the back, cut them off, and then peeled them off that way. And then put the other ones on. And that's the way he was buried. Yes, so we got to stand out there a good many times, you know, hold the lanterns, you know. Dad was busy all the time. One nice thing about it, Dad never did get sick. While we had a neighbor, they had about 5, 6 kids, and they were so sick they couldn't even go out to do the chores. And the horse and cattle were in the barn and everything. So the folks went down. And of course at that time, when that flew, you got nosebleeds and everything. And when Ma and Pa got down there, what a mess, the beds, you know, with all them kids and everything. Oh God, Ma and Dad, they were down there for about 3 hours, 4 hours like that, and then they wash all the bedding, you know, and hang it out. Dad and my older brother, they would go out and take care of the horses and the cows and everything, you know. So that's the way. It was a dirty flu, you know. See, that's where Charles's mother, his grandmother, died in the flu. And Charles's mother was only about 4, not quite 4 years old.
Your wife?
Yeah.
And so your mom died during the flu?
No, my folks didn't at all.
Mm.
They both took care of everything around them. They spent an awful lot of time. We went, our neighbor boy, and we liked him very much. He was about 18 years old. But he was good and nice to us kids, you know, and everything. And by golly, you know, he died.
How old was he when he died? 18?
He was about 18, 19 years old, you know, something like that. And so us kids that evening when we were done with the chores, we wanted to go down. It's only about, was about a mile from our place, you know. So we walked down there, and when we got there, you know, so everybody was sad, you know, the whole family, you know. So they had this Nick, you know, and laying on a cot in the front room with no fire in there. This kept it cool, you know. And it was so cool in there that I and my brother and my 2 sisters, we went in there and we stood. We didn't come in very far from the door, you know, and he was over in the corner, you know. And we looked at him, and you know that he had such a high fever when he died, that when we got there in that cold room, you could see the steam come off him, the heat, you know. So he just burned up, you know. That's all he did. So, well, anyway, so he was one of the persons that was buried in that one hole where all 3 of them were in. You know. And of course, Dad always had to make the coffin, hitch up the buggy. Oh, we had a kind of a buggy, you know, that was a little bit longer than ordinary buggies, you know. And we had one white horse and one gray horse, and then Dad would haul them. Dad would haul them down to church. And of course, there wasn't very many people there because everybody was sick. So that was it.